Hi, welcome back to Ulti-Mate Roofing Supplies. I'm Shane Mitchell, and today we're going to be installing a dry ridge system. Okay, so before we put any of our ridge kits on, we need to put on our rafter straps. Now, as you may already know, if you don't, that's obviously why we're here. You leave the top batten off. We're going to stick our rafter straps on first. Then we put our batten on top of that. The reason being, when we put this on, as you'll see, obviously we're going to put the straps on every rafter going along, but just for this sense here, the reason we put our straps on first is so the batten can go on top of the straps, and that's going to hold that strap down, give it a bit of strength, and then we'll put our ridge batten on after. Okay, so we put our straps on, we put our ridge batten across the top. Obviously this is the same principle on the other side, and that's going to hold that batten down. You can put a fixing on the top if you want. I always do. A lot of people don't. It's important to put these straps on. I just want to explain why. When you get a top of roof and you've got your trusses and your rafters are joined in, it's a gap because it's not a one piece. A lot of people will bang a nail and it goes straight through that gap. It's not biting anything. You can rip that up, the wind's going to rip it up, it's gone. Okay, use the straps. I know it's a little bit of a faff, but they're there for a reason. Okay, and the regs is in place. You probably notice as well the gap in the fat at the top. That's to create that airflow from the bottom to the top, keep that going. Now, I understand that sometimes you're going to be doing a roof, you're probably going to be fatting that over because obviously you're not going to leave it like that if you're not going to tile for a couple of days because it's just going to leak through. As long as you cut it before you put your roll light on, you'll be fine. Okay, so we've got our tiles on, got our verge on, we're ready to complete our ridge. Now, what I tend to do is just leave it overhang a little bit so it will go over the dry verge, just create that seal at the back. Now, we're going to line it up to which side obviously we need it. There's depending on pitches. Sometimes one roof is different than the other. Just deviate each side. Obviously, you don't want it too far out over the ridge. Tack along the ridge blade. Now, one thing you need to remember when you come to do this, a lot of people always forget to do this. Okay? Clean your tiles. Don't try and stick this down on dust and dirt and wet tiles neither, because the butyl strip on the back just won't stick. Okay, now these are quite dusty, so I want to show you what it looks like. Now obviously with your flat, it's literally line up, push that down, give it a little back and forth. That's going to be down. Okay, now this is dusty, so I just want you to see how easy it is. Look, I know the ridge is pushing it down. You probably can't see that from there, but that's covered with dust now. Clean your tiles, the butyl stick nice. Okay, I just wanted to quickly show you this also. Obviously you saw what it looked like on the flat. Now, when you come to do a profile tile, a lot of people, when they put their rafter on it, they stretch it out and it's tight. Just let it relax. Just as it lays, let it relax. The only reason being is when you're going over a profile tile, it tightens ever so slightly. And as you get along, it's going to tighten, tighten, tighten. And then it's going to be a nightmare. You're going to have to take your tacks out. When you're molding these down, I tend to just hold the top, just run my fingers down like that, and you're away. Okay, same principle, just do that all the way along, get into the grooves, and you're away. Okay, so we've got our tiles on, we've got our roll light on, we've got our verge on. Now we're going to put our unions. Obviously we're going to start ridging. Now this is our standard kit with the ratchet. It's literally just in the middle, push down to obviously the height, thickness of the ridge. Now, just a quick point, because a lot of people do struggle with this. On the back of the ridge unions, you'll see these lines. Okay, they're small bend lines to manipulate the shape of the ridge. As you can see on that one, I've done it nice and sort of angled for the multi-ridge. Okay, literally just line it down, lift your ridge, put it through, make sure you're keeping in line with the ridge blade, your ridge batten even. Okay, that's in there. You put your other ridge across, line it up, just give it a little tap to give the plastic bit of compression. Obviously, bar that, you don't need any metal plates for this one. Just get your screw. Okay, be cautious of not over fixing this. A lot of people think the tighter the better. It's not. You got to remember it is still a plastic union. The screw's going to do the job. The plastic's going to do the job. If you over fix it, you're going to compromise the ratchet. Okay. We also do a union with the side lugs built in. Now we understand a lot of people like these. A lot of people like the standard version. So we do two options. We're always here keen to help the roofer out. Same sort of principle. Lines on the back, slight bend. Put it in under the lugs. Line it up. Same with this side. Push it in. Give that a little tap down. That's going to line up nicely. Now, with this screw comes a metal plate, and that's going to hold the ridge down. Line it up. Be careful again not to overfix. And there you go. Just one thing to remember, a lot of people when they finish off the ridge, obviously we're going to do this union ridge all the way along. That's your 2 points of fixings. When it comes to the ends, a lot of people put the end cap on and that's it. Now, what you should be doing, a few inches back, screw a hole into this ridge, screw in rubber seal. That is a 2 point fixing. An end cap is just for show, okay? It's just going to protect that end. It's a fixing, but it's not a solid fixing. So get that extra screw in. Okay, so you can see we stuck the end cap on. So we do 3 different sorts. So you've got the multi end cap, you've got the uni end cap for the uni angled, and you've got the half round end cap. Now, as you can probably see on these, so all these different fixings, okay, depending on where your timber is on the inside, that's where you want to be putting your screw. We give a few different options, obviously, because depending on the roof layout, we don't know. So that's why we like to give plenty of options. Again, just remember, I know it does cover quite a lot. Just remember, put that screw in. You know, that's just the show. That's just to finish off the end cap and give it a nice aesthetic look. Put the screw on, you can't go wrong. 3 different sizes, you're away.